This power, whatever it is functioning through a body. It is a body which is a kind of house. And in this house, the being in the body lives. It is not only an occupant, it is a creator. It not only maintains bodies, but it fashions and modifies them. And this being seemingly is forever attempting to move the body structure into harmony with the purposes of the inner life. In other words, what the being in the body wants is that the body will serve its purposes. Instead of the body becoming the useful servant of the being, it is now very largely a tyrant or a jailer, determining according to its own pleasures how this being is going to function. Under such conditions, we have a lot of conflicts in life. Individuals, forced by circumstances to accept patterns or conditions which are not according to the inner life, become frustrated, neurotic, and psychotic. The individual who is unable to use the body for the purpose of the being in the body is always at a disadvantage. We find suddenly that this garment, which was supposed to be a useful working vehicle, has become incapable of its original purpose. It has allowed the person in the body only the privilege to do what the body wants done. These appetites are pressures in which the body wishes to do as it pleases. The body punished by the ignorance or perversion of pressure is very often sickened and rendered incapable of serving the being in the body. The ancient philosophers, working with the problem, decided that behind the forms, personalities, and instruments and bodies of nature, there is one eternal life principle. That this eternal life principle is not only a being, but a being which is inherently occupied and dominated by law. In other words, life and law are identical. Each one is a name for the other. And the moment personal conduct varies from this pattern, there is trouble. In other words, the law or life within us has its own reason for existence. And that reason for existence may not be the same as the personal appetites of the individual. So the philosophers of old like to think of the power in the body as a spirit or a soul. In other words, the power within the individual is limitless and universal because it is the presence of a limitless and universal deity. The purpose for human existence is a gradual revelation of the being in the body through the body, until the being in the body is completely the governor of conduct and eternal growth.